Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. So I'm going to continue my 1.27 car reviews today, and now we're going to go to the Toyota Celica GT4, the ST205 model, the very famous legendary rally car, which has just been introduced to Gran Turismo 7. This has featured in previous GT games, a very kind of, iconic car in terms of being in this franchise. Absolutely awesome car in its day, but does it really hold up these days? Well, let's go and find out. So as you can see here, it's actually a little bit different. Now, because this actually comes as standard on kind of Tarmac tyres, and it's kind of in its Tarmac rally form, this kind of gave me the idea, with it being the first proper rally car that I've ever reviewed, to kind of essentially split my rally car reviews up into two separate ones. They'll have a kind of Tarmac stage to go and, compare with, and then they'll have the dirt stage as well. And then I'll kind of like round up my final thoughts at the end. So it'll be Dragon Trail Gardens for the Tarmac hot lap. Obviously the car will be bog standard, no upgrades, kind of just as it is as you buy it. I can't tune them either to kind of give them an advantage or anything. And then we'll do Fisherman's Ranch to kind of see how it is on the dirt. Now, in terms of a Tarmac rally car, this thing is absolutely fantastic. It feels right at home on a track, straight out the box. It feels awesome to drive. I really cannot complain about it. And it kind of, it's one of the rally cars that I feel really suits Tarmac rally stages. Same with, I believe it was a 97 or 98 Impreza. Just the kind of look when it's kind of running on its Tarmac kind of rims and wheels and such, looks just absolutely fantastic. Really kind of suits the setting, and it's same here with the Toyota Celica ST205. So overall, I was very impressed. In all honesty though, it does feel a little bit underpowered in comparison to some of the kind of more modern cars that we have in the kind of Group B category, which is to kind of be expected. It's quite a bit older, should I say, round about 15-20 years. In fact, I believe more kind of 20 years older than the average Group B rally car class vehicle. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of to be expected, but overall, I really cannot complain. It's a fantastic car. Felt really good on the tarmac. So let's go ahead and see how it actually did. Obviously, this will be kickstarting a brand new leaderboard, so it's going to be interesting to see what benchmark it sets for any upcoming rally cars. As usual, here are my individual sector times. As you can see, we took it at Dragon Trail Gardens, and overall we did a 1 minute 44.070, which is not too bad, to be quite honest. I honestly expected it to be a little bit kind of, slower than that. For some reason, it just felt really comfortable. Like I said, it was easy to drive. There's a good mixture as well on the layout that kind of just, allows you to take advantage of these kind of tarmac rally cars. So as you can see here, we got the Toyota Celica GT4 rally car, the ST205 from 1995, and it's going to go straight to the top, obviously, because it has no competition currently. So yeah, that'll kind of change over time as we kind of get more of the rally cars tried and tested. So then it was time to hit the dirt, and as you can see, we've put the only kind of different body mod that you can do with this car. We've shoved that on the front. They've, massive amount of, light cluster. It looks absolutely insane, to be honest, but it kind of suits the car. It really doesn't look, too out of place. I feel like with some kind of rally cars, it really doesn't suit, but here it seems, quite a more subtle mod. I think it's more because of the circular lights this thing has. And but as you can see, it's again right at home on the dirt. No problems really. You're controlling this car. It's easy to control. Again, it was a little down on power, and one thing to kind of know, even when kind of messing around with the torque and such, I just found it really hard to get it to just want to whip its back end out. Now I don't know if this is really down to the rallying within GT7 or just kind of the car itself. It will kind of make more sense the more I test cars. Then I've kind of got a reference point, but it did seem really hard to kind of whip that rear end out. So it felt a little bit slower in kind of some of the slower corners. It was really a struggle to kind of get it around and whipped out and get it through there in the fastest possible way. It does seem to want to grip all the time, which was just a bit frustrating, but it kind of is what it is. Overall though, it was a fantastic drive. It felt really comfortable, soaked up all the bumps really well, and honestly, honestly, from the replay cameras and such, it just makes it look even better. I absolutely love the replay cameras around here at Fisherman's Ranch. I feel like, again, this is a track where it kind of not only has the big long straights, it also has the really tight sections, plenty of jumps. I feel like it's a good testing ground for kind of rally cars when they're set on the dirt. Now, I kind of do want to take a moment just to say that there was a car that I reviewed quite some time ago when it came in its update, the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak, which I now feel like I'm going to re-review. I know it's going to be a bit of a killer because it's so fast. It's kind of unfair to the rest of the cars. So, yeah, I'm kind of wanting to review it, but at the same time, I'm kind of holding off. So let me know if you want me to re-review the Pikes Peak. Again, it's a bit of a mystic car, that one, because it's been out of the Legends dealer just for so long. I think it's only been in there twice ever since coming to the game, once on release and then once quite shortly after, before kind of just disappearing, I think, since the end of July. But back to the Celica, as you can see, it's just an awesome car. It really is just so cool to see in its full Castrol livery as well. It just, yeah, iconic in my opinion. I know there's probably, you know, out there other cars you think of when you think of rally cars. Some of you will probably think either the likes of, you know, Group B machines like the RS2000, obviously the Peugeot 205, which is also actually in this game, the Audi Quattro and such. Or some of you may think, you know, cars that kind of came after this. The Imprezas, the Ford Focuses, all that kind of stuff from, you know, a few years after this car. I feel like, you know, when this was in the Group A category, you know, at the time it was really appreciated, but I feel like a lot of kind of Group A cars have been forgotten about and are just kind of not as popular. For me, though, this is just one of the most legendary rally cars ever made. It just looks so cool, and especially with how popular it used to be in games, now it's kind of faded from the spotlight. Yeah, just seeing it reappear again just feels very, very special. Overall, it has a really cheap price to start with as well. I think it's like 200,000, which in all honesty, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck with purchasing this car. So here's my individual sector times for Fisherman's Ranch. Again, I feel like if I'd been able to kind of get it to brake traction a bit more, or a bit easier, should I say, it would have been a bit of a quicker lap. So we did 3-minute 21.493 overall. And again, it's just going to go straight to the top because we don't have anything to really compare it to. I feel like this one will be really interesting to see kind of how it, you know, performs once the kind of more modern cars come in, or maybe some of those, you know, absolute rocket Group B machines come in. It'll be really interesting to kind of see how it stacks up. So yeah, I mean, overall, honestly, again, it felt a little bit underpowered, but not really by too much, in all honesty. However, if you want a different, you know, feeling car entirely, just trust me on this one. It might sound crazy, but strap the high RPM turbo to this thing and just go wild. It's actually one of the only upgrades you can do to this thing, but it really transforms it. If you turn the kind of anti-lag up to strong, take it out at night and just kind of just whip it around everywhere, it looks absolutely awesome. As you can see, the anti-lag working overtime there, getting it sideways. It's just such a cool experience on the tarmac and on the dirt. Sadly, we don't really have too many, I don't even think we even have a single kind of night rally stage that you can kind of go into on your own, which is just really weird, but kind of just is what it is. But honestly, at night this thing looks awesome, especially as it's, you know, the anti-lag's working, it's crackling, it's popping, it's banging. It looks absolutely great, and it handles like a dream, to be honest. I put the high RPM turbocharger on it, like I said, just kind of turned the engine up a bit and just went absolutely wild. As you can see, we're just whipping it around everywhere. It grips like crazy though, again kind of struggling to get the rear end out, and then other times it just absolutely quite happily do it. As you're going to see through here, it's just going to quite happily get sideways and be really controllable. So it's a very kind of hit and miss car. One minute it wants to grip, the next minute it just doesn't. You know, it's more than happy to, you know, do what you tell it. So yeah, just a different beast entirely. I thought it'd be pretty cool to kind of, you know, have that added into the video, because I feel like it really just changes up what this car's all about. Special mention though for me is honestly the interior of this thing. I think it's really cool. Whilst it's kind of nothing too special, there's just something about it that looks really, really good. I don't know if it's kind kind of like just the silly little Toyota logo, or all the stuff on the right where you'd usually have kind of your co-driver and such. Yeah, the interior wise, it looks absolutely awesome. You know, you can see everything working on the gear stick there and such. You've got the red light when you're bouncing off the red limiter, which I think is very, very cool. I absolutely love the wheel in this thing. So yeah, overall awesome interior, and as you can see, it's more than happy to kind of get itself sideways. I feel like this camera angle really just shows you how fast this thing is once you've kind of strapped a turbo to it, and as well when you kind of whip it to the side, the camera will move around perfectly, as you can see there. So it's an absolutely awesome viewing angle. But yeah, really love this car. I cannot really complain at all. I don't have a complaint for it. Is it going to be probably the most competitive car in its class? No, not by a long shot. But is it probably one of the coolest? 100%. It's a really good car. Happy to see it return, which is kind of the main thing for me. I was absolutely over the moon when I saw the silhouette for this thing. It was one of the most, you know, instantly recognizable silhouettes that when, you know, Kaz made the announcement, and yeah, so happy to see this one return. So there we have it. Overall, that is my review, second review, should I say, for the cars of 1.27. This time, obviously, being the Toyota Celica GT4 rally car, the ST205 from 1995. Obviously, previous to this, we reviewed the Ferrari VGT. So that's two very solid cars out of two, which is, yeah, not something that I can often say when it comes to the update cars. Usually, we only get, you know, really one strong one and a bit of a surprise one and a bit of a meh one, like, you know, something you're not really too bothered about. But yeah, overall fantastic car. Happy to see it in the game. It looks absolutely stunning. You know, it's been a while since I've really seen this properly in a racing game, and it just looks absolutely better than ever as well. This is the best way to experience that car from a visual standpoint, at least. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss an upload from myself. Down in the description I'll have my Discord, my Twitter, my donation link if you want to help out the channel. Feel free. Apart from that, have a great day and I'll see you all later. Peace.